Hello and happy Sunday to everyone. Last Friday, July 10th, Kurt Mueller of Uncivil Law completed his fifth consecutive stream of the Utah v. Robinson preliminary hearings. He enjoyed some success in YouTube viewership for his consistency. Before starting the fifth day, Kurt did a member live stream of him preparing his dinner, a slow-cooked, point-cut brisket. He would use his kitchen oven to do this, seemingly using the technique memorialized by the late infomercial pitchman Ron Popeil. Set it and forget it. As I am a member of Kurt's channel, I watched this approximately 17-minute video with interest. I really like barbecue, especially brisket. And although I have prepared pork shoulder and pork ribs in the past, using various methods including oven roasting and smoking on a Weber kettle with smoker modifications, I have yet to try brisket via any method. But I do want to learn how to do it, and do it correctly, as brisket is rather expensive these days. After watching the video, I was left with a few unanswered questions. In this video, I wish to analyze Kurt's video and provide to him my follow-up questions. Specifically, I want to find out how this all turned out after Kurt completed his Friday trial streaming. As of the time I am preparing this video, I have not seen any finished product. Kurt indicated that he would share the results, but we may just have to wait for that. Is this going to work for my family? I would like some more confidence before I go out to the grocer and drop 1 KNU or more on a good piece of meat. A quick note to the viewer here. I screen recorded Kurt's video at 200% speed. I'll be honest, I am not among the few who can watch this series at regular speed and stay sane, so I will not subject my audience to that. No big deal, really. That is why YouTube speed controls exist. So that makes for an approximately 9-minute presentation. I also don't expect to pause the video very often to speak. There's typically plenty of nonverbal space in the video to say what I want to say. I want to be as efficient as possible with my viewers' time. With that, let us begin.
Welcome to Uncivil Law. It's been a while since we've done one of these. We're doing a Cooking with Kurt episode. It's been a while. It's going to be a fairly short one, all things considered, not in terms of the cook itself, in terms of what we're going to do on stream, because all we're going to be doing is putting a brisket in the oven for 7 hours. So not a lot to watch, but we're going to do it anyway. All right, so the rule on brisket is you want to cook it at about 230 for an hour per pound. That's the secret.
On
this particular oven,
temperature
having done temperature tests in the past, I know that this oven's temperature says 280, but I know that's actually more like 230 from previous tests, so this should be the correct temperature again. 230 is what we're looking for.
50 degrees Fahrenheit off?
But we know that from prior
Holy shit!
In terms of our meat, we are going to be doing this lovely piece of meat. This is brisket, point cut, 7 pounds, $7.49 a pound, $52. A beautiful piece of
Looks
meat.
great to me.
And again, all we're going to do is put that in the oven with a little bit of spices for 7 hours.
I have heard that
so easy peasy.
HEB is
We're going to use this
awesome
nice little glass dish we have here to cook it in. It's going to be fantastic.
Confirm?
So, go ahead and open that up.
Thus begins the deep breathing ASMR at 200% speed. Not something you get from a YouTuber like GB.
Okay. Now, for seasoning, we are going to coat this in a Carolina style barbecue sauce, mustard style, which I think is going to be excellent to go with it. So we're going to coat that with that, and that's going to be pretty easy enough. So we'll go ahead and get started with that.
More traditional ASMR from taking the plastic wrap off the bottle. Personally, I struggle with that fucking plastic wrap all the time. But it is a necessary evil.
Let's take another little brush here, brush it in. Have I made this before? Several times. Okay. Then in terms of our spice mix, we're also going to just do a little bit of Worcestershire for a little extra seasoning flavor there. Okay, good. Now, for our spice mix, we're going to be using this Paleo Powder Original Keto-Friendly All-Purpose Seasoning. It's got salt, chili powder, garlic powder, black pepper, onion powder, white pepper, cumin, and cayenne pepper. I've used this spice blend before, so very nice and very pleasant. So we're going to go ahead and coat that.
Kurt appears to be layering some good flavors here.
Okay, and now we will do the other side.
The effectiveness of using the brush on the dry ingredients. If it were me, I'd get a big low-sodium dry seasoning mix and dump it on there until you can hardly see the surface of the meat anymore. I don't know much sodium the paleo stuff has, but it looks pretty good.
Okay, a little Worcestershire.
There's some kick-ass ASMR coming up with that spice shaker.
And our spice blend. The spice rub is this Paleo Powder Original. It has a very good seasoning blend. And the sauce we're using again is this Carolina style mustard barbecue sauce. And then a little Worcestershire sauce.
That's the second time he shared that with us. I hope Kurt is getting compensated by those manufacturers. Great. Oh my fucking ears.
Now to monitor the temperature, we will be using this Bluetooth probe. This is from a company called Meter. M-E-A-T-E-R.
So now it's gotten
right?
interesting.
It's a Bluetooth smart thermometer.
Kurt has discussed how he is figuring out his oven temperature profile.
So that way we can make sure
now he's using a meter probe.
We get a nice and perfect cut.
That is going to give him both the oven temperature and the meat temperature. Over time, I really want to see that
just
graph.
Like that. Perfect.
Kurt, I hope you share it. Not only can we see the 50 degrees disparity between your oven display and the actual temperature, we can see the temperature of the brisket as it rises, including the plateau at the stall phase. Meta is some autism strength shit. If you got it, why not put it to proper use? Show you work, Kurt.
Into the oven we go. And we will see you in about 7 hours. Great. So as I said, the brisket's pretty simple. You want 230, 235 for an hour per pound. This is 7 pounds. The oven says 280, but I know from previous experience that the oven is a little off, so that should be close to 230, because I know from prior experience. And that's it. So we just take the big piece of meat, put it in the oven, having coated it with our Carolina barbecue sauce, a little bit of Worcestershire, and the spice blend, put it in the oven, and 7 hours later, we'll have a good brisket. And yes, I have done this before. I've done this several times before. It turns out great. Obviously, you don't get the smoke flavor because you're not smoking it, so you don't get that smoke flavor. You could use artificial smoke, obviously. I don't like the taste of artificial smoke, but you get a very, very high quality experience. So you get a lot of the same things. You get a lot of crusting still, you get a lot of that bark still. You just don't. Yeah, could you do it in a slow cooker? You mean in my Instant Pot? If I had a smaller piece of meat, maybe. Yeah, I suppose you could. You could probably figure out a way to do it in a slow cooker. I'm sure there's a way to do it. But the oven is superior here because we just want dry heat, right? If we did it in a slow cooker, we'd have to have some sort of moisture. So it could be done, but you'd get more of a, cooking in a liquid, which is a different experience than dry. So you really want more dry, at least in my humble opinion. But yeah, I mean, there's obviously other ways you could do this. The preferred way to do this would be to do it on a smoker. That would be the optimal way. But since I don't have a smoker, an oven will do fine.
I will pause this for the first and only time for this comment. Kurt is right that dry heat is the way to do this. I think he lives in an apartment, so he might not have room for a big smoker like I do. But if he has a patio, I would suggest finding a small pellet smoker to try this out in. Unlike my charcoal smokers, the temperature will be automatically maintained, so he can do trial streams while generating that smoky goodness.
Great. So that brings us to the end of Cooking with Kurt. As I said, a relatively short episode, because the prep is very easy, as you can see. And had I not been talking through it and talking with you, I could have done it in half the time. So 7 minutes worth of prep, 7 hours later, you're done. So, and you get 7 pounds worth of beautiful beef. that you will be able to eat for several days.
If this was me, that
And then I've
brisket
got,
would
some
be
nice little
gone by
horseradish to pair
now.
with it. You know?
Admittedly,
And,
I'm nearly as
that's about
stout
it.
as he is.
So that's it. Will I post pictures? Sure, I'll post pictures after it's done. You'll probably see it when it's done, to be honest, because we'll be on stream together, and you'll probably be able to see it later today, at the end of the court hearing.
I looked
so
for
by
the
the end of the day
pictures
when the court
and
hearing's over,
didn't find them.
you'll
I
probably
need to see the
see it today.
pictures and I need to see
So
the
that's all. I hope you enjoyed
metadata.
this episode of Cooking
We
with
need
Kurt.
to follow up, Kurt.
When am I streaming later? The Tyler Robinson hearing with Charlie Kirk's Kurt Killer. I've been streaming every day. The preliminary hearing. So that's going
Kudos
to be coming
to
on in an hour.
Kurt for consistency.
So I'll continue streaming
As
that and see if
another
anything interesting
streamer
happens
has
today.
pointed out,
And,
on a soccer account, mind you,
I'll see you in an hour.
consistency in
Until
streaming
my friends
is
fall
a
out.
key
Bye
to
for now.
success. Thanks for watching. I will see you soon.